The Rangers have tied it up, and we have a Wiki Dive to do. Who is this man? This is Durek Verrett? Okay. Durek Verrett. Well, first of all, let me see what this modern shaman looks like. He looks kind of like Seal without the face thing, discoloration. When you hear shaman, you kind of think more of like a kind of I don't know, like a lot of talismans and things like that. If he's sitting here in a bow tie, doesn't really scream shaman to me, but fair enough, whatever. I guess the modern shaman goes for paisley. So this is our modern shaman, Durek Verrett. Kiss by a rose from the grave. He goes by Durek, but his name is actually Derek. Oh, he's an American shaman. Okay, so let's see here. Durek Verrett, born November 17th, 1974, as Derek David Verrett. Durek Verrett? Derek David Verrett is an American businessman, alternative therapist, self-professed shaman, and author. Very nice. I think nowadays you kind of have to be a self-professed shaman. I don't think that that's a title that's really bestowed on you very often anymore. He advocates several conspiracy theories and has been characterized by Norwegian media and other critics as a con man. He is engaged to Princess Martha Louise of Norway. Ah, he is a con man. He's a snake oil shaman. Okay, yeah, this is actually kind of interesting though, because how did this American dude from San Francisco make his way to Norway? I wonder. Verrett grew up in San Francisco Bay Area town of Foster City, California, and changed his name to Durek Verrett in 2014. He claims to be a 6th generation shaman. All right. I think I'll need to see some family lineage on that for verification, but okay. He has claimed that his mother is of Norwegian West Indian descent and that his father is of Haitian origin. In a 2009 interview, Verrett claimed to be born into the lineages of Haitian voodoo and indigenous Norwegian medicine. That is an interesting pairing, though. I don't know much about the alternative or indigenous medicine practices of Norway, but Haitian voodoo is a legitimate thing that is still practiced to this day in Haiti. It's like kind of like a fusion thing, you know? You go to a Asian Mexican fusion restaurant. Well, you can go to a Haitian voodoo indigenous Norwegian medicine man. This guy. Verrett has said that he was convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in the United States after he had organized a party in an abandoned house that was set on fire. Okay. He said that he served 1 year in prison before being released on parole. He was formerly married to Zaneta Marzalkova, a Los Angeles resident of Czech nationality. They married in 2005 when she was 21 years old. I mean, this medicine man is pimping. Let's be real. In 2008, he reported his then wife to the immigration authorities as an illegal resident. What? He narked on his wife? What a douche! And as a result, she was jailed and deported from the country. Wow, dude. What an asshole. They divorced in 2009, and Verrett has claimed that his wife exploited him. 21-year-old Czech girl. Who's exploiting who here, buddy? I don't know. Love is love, man. He loved her so much, he had her fucking deported. From 2007 to 2015, Verrett also had a boyfriend, Monsieur, named Hank Greenberg. Not that Hank Greenberg, right? who was also his business partner. Isn't Hank Greenberg's the author guy, isn't he? Isn't that the VidCon guy? Who's the VidCon guy? Oh, just Hank Green. Okay. That would have been pretty impressive, though, if this dude, he's pulling Czech women, he's pulling influencer, author, men. I don't know how well his medicine works, but he certainly does seem to have the magic stick. He and Hank, they broke it off. They broke off their engagement prior to their planned wedding in 2015, and Greenberg later accused Verrett of being manipulative, violent, and dangerous, and said he had a brainwashed cult of followers where his word is law. Oh, he's like that, what was that? Axios? Or Nexium? What's the name of that cult? Yeah, Nexium. That's the one that dude was having women brand themselves and stuff. Not fun. Verrett lived for 6 years with his then manager, Tiana Grigo, who said that Durek controlled my whole life. It was as if he had become jealous of anything that stole his attention. I was not allowed to start a serious romantic relationship or raise my son. It was all about Durek. Well, you know, I mean, that's kind of a hallmark of a cult leader, right? Your all-encompassing control of your followers. I mean, one thing, look, I am not advocating for any of these kind of mind control things, but I do find it very fascinating when people get taken in by this shit. And what I never seem to what I can't understand is why, when people have this ability, why they never use it in a way that can just be above board. Like, just use it in a way that's not terrible to the people underneath you, and you basically have like carte blanche. Like, if you are that charismatic, like, okay, let me backtrack a little bit here. If you are so able to win friends and influence people, why don't you just use it in a business sense and just become a very successful business person, or start a company, or become a spokesperson for a business? I mean, it's like you're talking your way into like all these situations that are they just end up being terrible for the other people. Just keep your good traits, eliminate your bad traits, and then you never have to worry about controversies. Verrett had a limited early career as a model and in appearances on television shows. Vanity Fair wrote about Verrett being bisexual and summed his early activities up as an eclectic early career, and this helped propel his brand of new age shamanism into celebrity circles, as he had grown up partially in that world. That's a run-on sentence, but okay. It's always how that goes, right? I mean, you basically you get in with the Hollywood elites and permeate your bullshit. Verrett claims to demystify spirituality by making it attainable and understandable for not only the layman, but also for the more spiritually advanced and everyone in between. Oh, he's a man of the people, truly. I mean, I guess the pansexuality doesn't hurt that initiative. Verrett states that his true mission is to bring the ancient practice of shamanism to the mainstream, helping people to get lit by cultivating love and acceptance of themselves and others. Oh, this guy, yeah, this is a character here. I'm liking this. I gotta hear some of him speaking. We'll have to look up a video after this. Verrett claims to have been initiated spiritually by one of his grandmothers, who, according to fact-checking site Vontrue, died before he was born, and an American woman who calls herself Princess Susanna von Radic of Croatia. People are fucking nuts, dude. The fact that there is a woman, an American woman, calling herself Princess Susanna von Radic of Croatia is one thing, but this guy not only finding that person and then learning from her, you know, Princess Susanna von Radic of Croatia has some really good ideas. I'm going to build upon that foundation. So Princess Susanna von Radic of Croatia, who is described by fact-checking site Vontrue as a fraud who claims to be a princess. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Verrett claims to have worked at Shamir Medical Center in Israel, where he says he treated children for cancer using shamanistic methods, but the hospital denied that he had ever worked there. Verrett also claims to be a reincarnated pharaoh from Egypt. That is where this shit gets really disgusting. Any, like, of these alternative medicine things, they can be really detrimental and very dangerous for people who are desperate, you know. I mean, the fact that he's saying that not only did he treat cancer, but he treated cancer in children with this horse shit. I mean, you know, there are a lot of, like, families that can get really taken in by that kind of stuff, and they end up spending a lot of money that could be better spent actually going towards helping their children. There are just a lot of really negative things that come with that type of hucksterism. He sounds like the Lenny Kravitz of shamanism. Like this cool bohemian shaman guy, man. Like, he's like the kind of dude that Hansel from Zoolander would hang out with. In 2019, his book Spirit Hacking was set to be published in Norway, but the major publisher Capellan Dam dropped the book a week prior to its scheduled publication over concerns of its content. It was later published by a small publisher. In the book, Verrett advocates numerous absurd medical theories. He claims children get cancer because they want it, and suggests that chemotherapy doesn't work and is only given to cancer patients because the doctor makes money from it. Wow, this guy sounds like quite the asshole, actually. See, I am all for people being kind of hippy-dippy, I don't know, you know, larger-than-life characters, but when you start getting into this, like, pseudoscientific medical stuff, you really are crossing a line that I think is very, very hurtful. And to even intimate the idea that anyone wants to get cancer, let alone children, that's pretty fucking douchey. He also writes that casual sex attracts subterranean spirits that make an impression on the inside of women. What the fuck is this? Let me start that over. He also writes that casual sex attracts subterranean spirits that make an impression on the inside of women's vaginas, which he sells exercises to clear out. He is a literal douche salesman. Verrett also says that he can turn atoms and literally reduce age. Cancer experts call Verrett's views on cancer dangerous. Yeah, no shit. Major newspaper Dagbladet described the book as the ravings of a lunatic. Verdens gang called the book nonsense, garbage, and dirty talk. Ooh, talk dirty to me, Shaman. And said it is an unoriginal rehash of the standard repertoire of the most cynical part of the alternative, i.e. New Age culture. Yeah, exactly. New Age spiritualism, all that kind of shit. If you want to believe in your fairy tales and like singularities and stuff like that, I mean, get your crystals and have fun. But like when you really start going down this road with legitimate implications towards really sick people, it's really very disgusting. And I always like it's the same shit as like flat earth and anti-vaxxers and all this stuff, where it's like science has done all of this research and tested theories and poured millions of man hours into finding out the best possible paths going forward to help people in the pursuit of human betterment. But no, this guy who can expel demons from vaginas, he's the one that really knows what's going on. Oy vey. In the book, Verrett also asserts that he was resurrected as a 27-year-old. He also claimed that he foresaw the September 11th attacks 2 years before they happened, but said that everyone must accept their destiny and that it was not his role to intervene. What a fucking prick this guy is. I mean, it's like the farther that I get into this article, the more of an absolute douche that he is becoming. This could all be propaganda, though, This is anti-shaman propaganda. Verrett has stated that he considers himself to be a reptilian. Dear God. And has asserted that I'm a hybrid species of reptilian and Andromeda. And I also hold the energies of the ancient spirits from the old world. There have been lies told about our species that I want to address. We are a cluster of beings. That means that we have come here to create structures that help people to come into liberation. Reptilians are here to shake up the system in a big way. And the greatest thing about people like this and this whole bullshit is that this guy is going to just live, his very human life. He's going to continue on with all of this grandiose, verbose nonsense, and then he's just going to die like every other human being and fade away into the past. And it's like, what was the point of any of this? What was the point of you? Although, my eyes wandered a little bit down here. They bring up David Icke. It is interesting that he is claiming to be a reptilian and proud of it, because normally that's reversed usually. It's a, the reptilians are the ones that are the enemy. So embracing that as a badge of honor is, I guess, kind of an interesting way to turn it on its ear. Verrett has stated that he considers the 5G technology to be a conspiracy by those who enslaved the planet. Where did the fucking 5G conspiracies come from? And why did 1G through 4G not have any attached conspiracies, but all of a sudden 5G is a problem? That's another thing that's really annoying to me about people like this, is how the same that all their shit is. It's played out, dude. Oh, I'm a reptilian. 5G technology is dangerous. It wouldn't be surprising at all to me if he was a flat earther. It's like, if you're gonna pull this nonsense, at least have some new and interesting conspiracy theories to go with, I try to construct those ideas in my head sometimes. Not that I would use them in this way, but more for fictional elements and stuff. I like the idea of vampires and werewolves and stuff like that, supernatural beings. So I kind of would like there to be more of those. I'm trying to figure out cool, new ones of that sort of cryptid variety. And it goes hand in hand with this stuff, where it's if you're gonna be this ridiculous conspiracy theorist, then at least come up with your own new and unique conspiracies. You're just rehashing bullshit. In July of 2022, Verrett was criticized in Norway for advertising a medallion he sells that he claims cures COVID. Oh, another good one. The tried and true COVID cure. The Norwegian Consumer Ombudsman said undocumented claims that products can cure diseases violate Norwegian law. Yeah, well, if you're married to a fucking princess, then I guess it doesn't matter that much now, does it? Okay, here we go. Now, here's the meat of the article here. Verrett's relationship with Princess Martha Louise of Norway has been heavily scrutinized, with many Norwegians voicing their disapproval and calling Verrett a charlatan. He has also been characterized by Norwegian media and other critics as a con man, and a conspiracy theorist, and his statements on various topics have been widely criticized and ridiculed in Norway. The former Prime Minister of Norway, Erna Solberg, described Verrett's views as very strange and not based on facts, and said that the ideas that he promotes is something that we combat as conspiracy theories. Ever the polite criticism. This guy is quite literally spreading terrible, hurtful, and very dangerous misinformation, and the former Prime Minister's comment is that his views are very strange. Solberg further said the criticism of Verrett is reasonable. Right, yeah, obviously. Secretary of Health Ole Henrik Krot Bjorkholt described Durek Verrett as an unscrupulous and dangerous charlatan who engages in fraud. Together, Martha Louise and Verrett have organized seminars titled The Princess and the Shaman. Oh, isn't that sweet? So, they organized seminars titled The Princess and the Shaman, which also were widely criticized for the claims made by Verrett about healing cancer and for exploiting Martha Louise's constitutional role as princess for a private business venture. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Martha Louise, but she doesn't sound like she's necessarily too above board either if she's getting tangled up in this bullshit. I mean, I don't know if she was just easily manipulated or a impressionable person in general, but I mean, something ain't right there. In June of 2022, Martha Louise announced that she and Verrett were engaged. Verrett has claimed that his mother had foreseen, when he was still a child, that he would marry a Norwegian princess. I have that back pain right in the center of my back. And when I was 7 years old, I knew that by the time I was in my mid-30s, I would have back pain. Written in the stars. Both Verrett and Martha Louise have complained about the negative reception of Verrett in Norway. And Verrett claimed he was criticized because people don't want a black man in the royal family. Well, you don't really get much sympathy from me regarding that type of thing when you're peddling false claims about being able to cure cancer. Sorry, buddy. Verrett also claimed that I have never experienced so much racism as when I came to Norway, and said that he is misunderstood comparing himself to geniuses like Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, the Wright brothers, and Helen Keller? Oh god, regular Kanye West over here. Also, I don't know was there someone who forced you to go to Norway? Dude, are you being held there against your will? I always love when people go somewhere else where they don't have to go to and then complain about it. Like, I mean, I would like all countries to be open and accepting of all people, and that, in a perfect world there would be no racism and all this kind of stuff, but I don't think anybody forced you to go to Norway in the first place. So if you are experiencing heavy amounts of racism, go to a place that is less racist, I guess. Right? I mean, you know, work towards changing it from the inside, I suppose. But again, none of your ridiculous bullshit claims are helping anything in any regard. So it's hard to take anything that you say seriously, whether it be racism or, you know, anything else, when you're talking about vagina demons. His claims of racism were criticized. Former cabinet minister Abid Raja of Pakistani descent accused Verrett of playing the race card to distract from the criticism of his conspiracy theories and dangerous views. And comedian Joanna Strom of African American descent said that Verrett's claims undermine the real fight against racism and that people in Norway react negatively to Verrett because he is a con man who says horrible things. Yeah, you fucking think? I think the older generation here wants the best for the princess, so a liar and charlatan is probably the issue, not the color of his skin. Yeah, I would say that that's probably the bigger issue. I never want to gloss over the fact that racism is certainly alive and well on this planet. But that being said, give me a fucking break, dude. You're selling medallions that you say can cure COVID, and people are treating you like an asshole. You're comparing yourself to Helen Keller. In October 2022, Crown Prince Haakon of Norway, Martha Louise's brother, told Norwegian broadcaster NRK that the matter of Verrett's position in their family is difficult and will take time to solve. Yeah, I bet. I bet that they're freaking scrambling behind the scenes to try to figure out how to deal with this fucker. They have to call the inner sanctum together. The fucking Justice League has to convene to try to figure out what to do with this guy. In November of 2022, Martha Louise relinquished her remaining royal duties to focus on her alternative medicine business with Durek Verrett. Yeah, she sounds like a bit of a problem herself, dude. I mean, I don't know much about the Norwegian royal family, but either she was really, really snowed by this guy and just taken in by all of the bullshit, which, you know, brainwashing does happen in these cult situations. So it's not unheard of that these things happen. But, I mean, to have so much status and power and presumably a large amount of people in your corner advising you against following this nonsense and to still go with it and then to turn it into a business venture, that kind of doesn't smell right, you know? All right, let's look up some video of this guy talking here, because now I am absolutely fascinated. He can cure cancer! Woo! He can expel demons from your vagina! Oh shit, hold on. Wow, sorry guys. Desktop audio. This is gonna probably be like a complete fucking puff piece, just based on that first question alone. Oh, I saw your story in a tabloid, and I really wanted to get to the bottom of it to see what you were really about, and blah blah blah. It's like, do you want to like actually ask him any hard-hitting questions about these ridiculous claims and shit that he makes? So I don't know if this is gonna really be very insightful, but maybe we'll bounce around if needed. Talk about the vagina demons.
Princess, in the way people shy away from Durek, how friends assume he lies about everything, that he is evil for being kind. It supports the belief system already in place about him. That is racism.
The dude is fucking saying that children want cancer and that chemotherapy doesn't work. I don't care what color your skin is. You are an asshole. God, I mean, like, it's such a slap in the face to actual people who are victims of real racism when they pull this bullshit. It's like, there is a lot of racism in this world, but you being criticized for being a douchebag does not mean that it comes from a racist place. All right, I'm done with this one because this is not, like... Whoa. I don't I don't know what's going on in this one, but we're not going to click it.
Generation Shaman, and author of Spirit Hacking. He says his true
Okay,
mission
here's
is to
the
bring
Spirit
the
Hacking
ancient
book.
practice of shamanism to the mainstream, helping people to get lit by cultivating love and acceptance of themselves and others. Very exciting. Please welcome Shaman Durek. And Shaman, thank you so much for being with us.
Any human being who would take their spirituality and core beliefs from a person who is telling them to get lit, I think that you really kind of just deserve what's coming to you.
I'm certainly excited about talking with you. And for those who aren't familiar, explain what shamanism is.
Oh, here we go. Yes, please.
So shamanism is about creating a relationship. It's about creating a relationship with yourself, with your family, with your community, with your friends, with your children, and with your environment. And the stronger your relationship and more authentic it is, the more beautiful your life can become.
Okay. I mean, that sounds fine at face value, I guess.
That makes perfect sense. So today, you're going to be teaching us ways to rejuvenate. Why is rejuvenation so important right now?
Well, during the COVID, it's important because right now a lot of people are feeling depleted in the world, and they're feeling a sense of fear and anxiety, and they're with their husbands or their mates, their wives, their kids, and so they're isolated. So it's creating a lot of brain fog. It's creating a lot of symptoms, which is depleting them and making them feel tired, which is even giving them the idea that they actually have the COVID because they're feeling not good in their body.
Yeah.
I mean, fine, but what are you putting forth that actually is helping any of this stuff? Like, because this is yet another great manipulation tactic where you use flecks of truth to mix in your bullshit. So it's like, yeah, COVID was really hard on people. COVID was, making people isolated. It was giving people brain fog. Okay, so that's all true. Let me sprinkle in some heaping helpings of absolute horseshit.
Yeah, the mind-body connection is certainly real. And so the first exercise you're going to start with is dispelling fear. That sounds amazing. So tell us why we're...
Yet another fucking puff piece. God, suck this guy's dick more, why don't you? That makes perfect sense. Oh, this is amazing. It's like, Jesus Christ, she must be part of the fucking cult too.
So one of the things we have to understand when it comes to fear is basically the idea of not having control or not knowing the unknown.
No shit, dude. He just defined... Okay, alright, sorry.
And so in today's culture, it's very important for us to not let fear control us and limit us from living a good life.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Wise words. Helen Keller.
So when we hold on to fear, we limit ourselves and we go into all of these ideas which can cause more stress, cause more inflammation in the body, and cause people to feel more symptoms of sickness in themselves, which they believe they're getting COVID, which most of the time they're not.
Again, sprinkling in just basic common knowledge facts without anything to back up his bullshit. Yeah, dude, all of what he's saying is everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense, of course, because it's true. Yes, people are scared at the time or whatever. When was this? This is 2 years ago. So yeah, this is when COVID was really raging. I mean, yes, it was very bad at that point. A lot of people were scared, so you do need to purge yourself of the fear. Yes, but what are you doing to actually legitimately help that? I would venture to say nothing.
So how
right, nothing new here, exactly.
Okay.
So here
we're
we
going
go.
to do an exercise, and I want everyone at home also to do this exercise.
Oh, I am ready. Let's go.
I want you to take a deep breath. And the first thing I want you to do is say out loud, soul.
Soul.
I want you
to release any energies that you are holding on to, and any fears that you are holding on to,
holding you in a place of fear.
I'm sorry, dude. I lost the plot there.
And it's important to breathe.
Just a general rule of thumb for anybody who wants to do a repeat after me kind of thing. you really should keep those kind of short and in digestible chunks. I mean, repeat after me. Soul, I want you to cleanse yourself of fear. Not, soul, I want you to cleanse yourself of fear, relinquish all negativity, and let yourself be one with the universe once again, as you once were before all of these negative times started. Now you go. God, this guy sucks. Like, he just sucks as a shaman. Who gets taken in by this shit? Obviously, Norwegian princesses do.
And to acknowledge what you're saying and make sure you say these things out loud so you can hear them with your ears.
Do you just say it once, or do you go on repeat?
Say it one time.
One time, with meaning. All right, I like that. Okay, next is
See, she didn't even attempt to do it because it was too much.
reversing connection. What is that?
So when we talk about releasing fear, we also want to say, soul, we want to download wisdom to dispel the fear. So whenever we feel fear, we want to bring wisdom into the fear so it dispels energetically. Our body is made up of energies, and we're picking up all types of negative energies.
Oh my God. Rambling nonsense. I also love when people like this mix in actual like technological and scientific stuff with their bullshit to legitimize it even more, and then in the same breath delegitimize science. So this guy right here is saying that I mean, not in this video necessarily, but in the Wikipedia article, he's saying that cancer is a choice, chemotherapy doesn't work, but yet we need to download information and, all. It's like, dude, fucking pick a lane, man. I like that selective choosing of, where you want to reassemble verbiage in order to further your nonsense. It's like linguistic tricks. It's linguistic acrobatics for the feeble-minded.
After we do that, we also want to say that we want to put our fingers in the middle of our palm and say our name out loud 3 times. Once you say your name 3 times, you would say, reverse all negative effects on my body.
This is the stupidest shit I have ever heard. Thinker St. James, Thinker St. James, Thinker St. James, reverse all negative stuff that's going on with my soul. I'm cured. Alright, I'm done with this shit. Let's try one last thing here. I do want to see if he actually talks about this cancer stuff. Oh, here's a doctor debunking, I guess, some of this stuff. Oh, this is a doctor talking about the vagina demons. This is Dr. Wasim Zahid.
I usually don't make videos in English because I live in Norway, I speak Norwegian, and my audience is largely Norwegian. But
oh, alright, cool. Norwegian doctor, living in Norway, speaks Norwegian, talking English for me. Let's go.
You, Mr. Durek Verrett, I'm making an exception. And in a way, you should feel flattered.
I like Dr. Wasim.
Recently, the self-proclaimed shaman Durek Verrett gave an interview to the Irish website Expose, where he made the following remarks, and I quote,
Okay.
Certain imprints that women get inside of their vaginas when they have too many sexual partners that they need to clean out. I give exercise for that. Wow. There's so much wrong with that statement that I almost don't know where to begin.
I do. It's all bullshit. Period. Full stop. Punctuation. Next, please.
First of all, the comment is extremely derogatory. It's designed to make women feel guilty and shameful about their sex lives. We've spent decades, even centuries, moving away from societies where people of power and influence, be it social, religious, or political, moralize and pass judgment over women's sexual behavior and preferences.
Well, I mean, okay, I do take a little bit of exception to this because women should feel terrible about their sexual behavior, as should men. All sex is evil, including sex for procreation.
We do not want to go back there. Female liberation has been a long and hard fight, and women's freedom cannot be taken for granted.
Well, that is the truest shit ever, especially based on what's going on here in this country now with Roe v. Wade and all of that. I mean, to think that we could be regressing societally when it comes to women's reproductive rights and stuff like that is just so ass backwards at this point in time. But as usual, the pendulum swings both ways, and I think that now that even the conservative side of the spectrum in the United States is starting to see just how far the extremists on the right are going with those kinds of things, they're starting to be like, whoa, okay, I mean, I'm conservative, but I'm not like one of those kind of conservatives, which I guess is better than nothing. So hopefully the pendulum swings the other way again on that. But he's making a good point. This was 3 years ago that he was talking about this, so not much has changed in that time.
Remarks like these, Mr. Verrett, are detrimental to the cause. How many sexual partners are too many? 5, 10, 20?
All right, well, he's not really talking about this guy anymore. He's just talking about that one specific claim. So, let's see.
How do you even know that women with many sexual partners have imprints in their vaginas? Have you actually conducted a large-scale clinical study where you perform medical examinations of female genitals to check whether they have imprints or not? Of course you haven't, because that will be taking a scientific approach. And I'm guessing that science is not really your thing, is it?
I think that is a very fair assessment, Doctor. I think that is a very, very fair assessment.
Of course, women do not have imprints in their vaginas, regardless of the number of sexual partners. Anyone with a basic understanding of human anatomy can tell you that.
Yeah.
The vagina is a muscular and robust structure designed to tackle decades of, among other things, sex.
I mean, just the idea that, like, anyone could take that seriously in and of itself is just hilarious to me. Like, that's a lot of these things are like, it would be funny if it wasn't so dangerous, you know what I mean? Like the shit that these people like put forth into the world has legitimate repercussions when people actually believe it. So it's like, it's laughable to anyone with a modicum of critical thinking skills, but if you're someone who doesn't have those and you actually go along with any of this like line of thinking, it's very dangerous. So, I don't mean to make light of it. Except, yes, I do.
The inside of the vagina is lined with a mucous membrane.
Alright, this is all just more vaginal talk. Shaman Durek is cleansing Mark Curry of spiritual parasites. Oh, this is oh man. This is a rabbit hole I love. Sorry. Okay, this is the last one we're doing, and then we're done with Daddy Durek.
How you doing? I'm Mark Curry, and you may know me from
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Of course I do. Who could forget the great Mark Curry? I saw Mark Curry open for Morris Day in the Time. Me and Thumbo went out to Sarasota, I think it was, to go see Morris Day in the Time. Great show. He also had a show called Don't Forget Your Toothbrush.
I have no balance in my life. You know, I didn't talk about it too much, but I got burned severely. The water heater blowing up, catching on fire.
I lived in Tel Aviv, Haifa, Egypt. I've studied a lot about Christianity, Catholicism, Hinduism. I've studied everything about voodoo, and a lot of people, when they say voodoo, they think it's like dark, but my real voodoo comes from white light, and it's about protecting people and helping remove spirits from them and clearing their energy. So, one of the things that I really wanted to focus on with you today.
See, this is more of what I was expecting out of this guy, is that, like, he would be, you know, in the puffy shirt, hanging out in Hollywood, using crystals and stones and putting them on various body parts and, you know, waving his hands around and stuff like that. That was more of where I thought this was going to go. He ended up kind of taking a turn that really is unfortunate. Because this would have been a fine and acceptable life for this douchebag. Like, you can go con impressionable new age morons out of their money. I don't think it's right, but at least it's not on a massive scale doing legitimate harm. You know, if you're not like saying that you're curing cancer and things like that. Cleansing energy and all that kind of stuff, and chakras and vibrations and things like that, that's fine. Whatever. Again, I think it's all horseshit, but if somebody chooses to believe that, it's the same as any other supernatural religious bullshit that you want to believe. So go ahead, waste your money on that. But when you start taking it to a level that is dangerous to a broader number of people, especially very vulnerable people like those suffering from cancer or people with children who are suffering from cancer, that's where you can shove a demon up your own vagina.
Because one of the things that your guys were telling me a lot is that you have this dark spirit. All this dark energy attached itself to you, and its whole purpose is to try to get you off the planet.
I got some things on me that's holding me back.
Yes.
Their purpose is to get you off the planet. Well, god damn it, where's my demon to take me off the planet? At this point, I think I'm ready to go. Come get me, demon. Take me away.
You cannot have the spirit have this much power over you.
Can we watch The Exorcist? The Black Exorcist.
It's good to make all the jokes because it's good to get it out now.
Oh god, and he's also one of these assholes that like takes himself seriously too. That's always annoying.
All right, we're gonna start off by saging you. I ask animal spirits to go into their body to start clearing the way energetically. I call Archangel Michael now to come forth, and I ask Archangel Michael to open up Mark's mouth and ask the angel to release the energy in his body. That's it, good. And I ask the Jaguar spirit to go down his throat. That's it.
You know, I'm not too well versed in California law, but taking a jaguar into your throat, I think, is not legal.
Archangel Michael, open up his mouth and let that jaguar go down. There.
Really jam that jaguar down in there. Come on. Jaguar, hit the little dangly thing in the back there.
There we go. That's it. I want you to swallow the jaguar down into his abdomen. When you receive the jaguar spirit, I want you to expand as far as you can and reach all the way down into his spine and all the way down into his legs and into his feet. That's it, Jaguar. Push it all the way up out of his throat. That's it. Pull it up to his throat. More, Jaguar. I want it out of his body now. You do not have power here.
This dude is saying that there is the spirit of a jaguar inside of this dude's body that is pushing evil spirits out through his esophagus. And this man just married the Princess of Norway.
Shamans use rattles to make the spirits uncomfortable in the body.
Shamans use maracas for rhythm.
And to make the body more empowered as well. You're fighting, aren't you? You think you've got him, don't you?
You're a naughty jaguar spirit. You're fighting.
Emotional state. The shaker, what was that? I don't remember it too much.
I see what you're doing to him. Show me what you've got. Now, Palladian, shock his system again on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shock his system again.
Shock his system again.
Moving out of his system. Come right out of his mouth.
Somebody believes this. There are people, more than one person believes this. God, you know, you just repeat shit long enough and people believe it.
Mouth. Come on. You don't have power here. Archangel Michael, push deeper into...
Also, if you want to see a really good, like, debunking of all of this bullshit, coincidentally, The show is called Bullshit, but it's Penn and Teller's old show on Showtime. It's a little bit old now. I guess it's probably like 10 or 12 years old, something like that. But they go through hypnotism and like new age spiritualism and all this kind of stuff pretty thoroughly on that show, and completely just, deconstruct it to the point where it dispels all of this bullshit. But I mean, even if you didn't want to go that far down the rabbit hole to like go point by point and debunk all of this, just come on, man. Looking at it at face value, can you not see that this is ridiculous? Like, this is absolutely stupid.
To his body. You wish you could just take over me. You want to strangle me. Let it go. You're weak.
I felt my face contorting. I couldn't control it. My body kind of morphed into somebody else. It was deep. It was emotional.
Right and left foot. Open up the energies. Open up the energies now. Good. There we go. Now we're online. Jaguar, push it up to his throat again. Right out of his mouth. Yeah, bring that tongue out. Let all that poison just pour right out of his mouth. Angels, work with his hands. You can't scare me. Lock his body down. Lock him down, angels.
Lock it down, Angel.
Mark, stay with me here. Stay with me. Need you to feel that pain and just let it go. Okay, then I'm gonna have you open up your eyes. Open your eyes, Mark. Come back to your body. Open your eyes. Body, open up his eyes. I know it's scary, Mark. It's okay. I'm with you. Open your eyes, Mark.
Yeah. Eye-opening stuff.
What did I go through? I don't know. I mean, I couldn't open my eyes. That was true. I was trying to open my eyes. It was deep.
That's it. Just feel that emotion. There it is. Feel all that stuff coming up. That's it. Just let it go.
This is why, if you ever hear me say that mankind deserves what it gets, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Because comedian Mark Curry is buying into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. So it's like, this guy wants to sell you crap, you want to buy crap. That's a match made in heaven, you know? So really, ever thus. All right, I think we'll call it there. Oh, Shaman Durek. Maybe at some point we'll get a copy of Spirit Hacking and do a reading on the channel. Hopefully the Wiki Dive cleansed your spirit and realigned your chakras, granted you a whole new rejuvenated aura, and slapped the dingle with the wet biscuit. If he can make up shit, so can I.
Game.